How do you turn your arcade games on? I know some people use a hardwired switch for all their games. Other people reach behind every single one of their games and turn them on manually. I opted for neither one of those. What I did is I decided to pick up a Surge Protector with a remote. I know I could turn each one of these on individually, but climbing in between Virtual Cop and NBA Jam is a tight squeeze. For example, that power switch is in the bottom corner, and I'd have to squeeze in between both of those. So I picked up the Belkin Surge switch with a remote, and here it is in the Amazon hassle-free packaging. Inside here is the surge protector and the remote. The remote is a toggle switch that comes in its own holder. On the back is 2 screw holes with double-sided tape to mount it to a wall if you choose to. Behind this battery cover is a 12-volt battery. It is the LR23A L1028, and it is a 12-volt battery. Also in here, which is important to note, is the channel select settings. You can have more than one of these going at a time, which is what I plan on doing. The default setting for the switches is for all 3 of these dip switch settings to be off. I will need to change these settings so that they're not all the same, otherwise my one other switch will turn on both surge protectors at once, and that's not really what I'm going for at the moment. I could have it do that, but I don't want to. So after the remote is the surge protector and the user guide. Here's the surge protector. It has 6 remote switch outlets. So the question that gets asked, well, what if the battery in your remote switch dies? Well, there is a manual switch here which you could use to turn them on and off. So that switch right there will allow you to turn all 6 of these on at once. It also comes with 2 always on outlets. So if I have a clock or something that I don't want to shut off, or a modem, I can use one of these instead. But for the most part, I don't plan on having more than 6 games plugged into this at once, so this is going to do the job just nicely. On the bottom here are 2 cable managements that will help you run all your wires so that they're not a mess everywhere. And then on the back, it's another important thing to note, is the channel select. So if, like I said, I have the other one already going, I will need to change the channel on both this and the remote to ensure that they're both operating separately. So in here is the other set of channel select switch. As we note, this is also set to the default setting with all 3 of those switches being set to off. So one thing I'm going to go through and do next is set mine on this surge protector and the remote to be different than the other ones. So here are the back of the remote and the surge protector over here on the right. So since this is my first one that's a little bit different, all I'm going to do is change the first switch to be on. I'm going to do that for both of them. So now that remote is set to on, I'm going to do the same thing for my surge protector. And they both match, and that's the key. You just want to make sure that both channel selects match and that you don't have another remote operating on the same settings, and you'll be fine. So there we go. That's how you set the channel select on this Belkin Surge Protector with remote. So down here in the corner, I've got my other Belkin Surge Protector connected. I've got 4 of the arcade games plugged into that, and what we'll do now is go ahead and turn them all on so you can see how that all works. So there we go, we've got those 4 arcade games, and they're all plugged into that Belkin Surge Protector, which is hiding between the Virtual Cop and the NBA Jam. And right here is the remote switch for all of them. Right now it's off, and what you can see happen is a green light blink when I push the button for off. What I want to do though is I want to turn them on so I can play for a little bit. So we'll go ahead and turn them all on at once. And there we go. They all come on. And then when it's time to end the night, I'll do the same thing and I'll shut them all off. So thanks a lot, guys. That's how they work, and it works out pretty well. I'm enjoying having this switch. It makes my life a lot easier, and when friends come down, when I turn the games on, I can just flick the switch and away we go. Have a good one, guys. Thanks a lot. So at the end of the night, when I want to turn the games off, I know I already said goodbye to you guys, but anyway, I thought I'd just show you how it all works. So here's the switch I was using, and as you can see, that light means if I'm pushing on, they're already on, and it's not going to do anything. But let's go ahead and turn them all off. And just like that, there we go. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.